Slick.
Wait till that start hitting that body.
Yeah.
Alvarez hit different. That body. Oh.
Look how slick. Mike, look how slick he is.
Oh, he's going to get
in August of 2024 against Israel Madrimov to make him a 4-division champion. That's it. That's all. He hasn't fought since then.
Crawford, I think gaining too much weight and too much muscle might affect them. If they're thinking of surviving and being able to take a punch and being able to go around.
Mike Tyson issued a warning to Terence Crawford during a press conference where he appeared alongside Canelo Alvarez. Tyson stated bluntly that Crawford is simply too small to compete with the Mexican champion. According to Tyson, Crawford has virtually no realistic chance of defeating Canelo, and he believes fans aren't particularly interested in the matchup. His comments have added a sharp edge to the pre-fight discussion and sparked renewed debate over whether this fight should even take place.
That Terence Crawford is simply too small and doesn't have a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez. I am Mike Tyson. He says that this is a fight that nobody calls for. It's just simply too much of a size difference. Shannon Briggs is the believer in styles make fights, skill set, and the skill set of Canelo Alvarez versus the skill set of Terence Crawford favors the skill set of Terence Crawford, not only just to win, but to possibly stop Canelo Alvarez for the first time in his career. Now, Canelo Alvarez is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Terence Crawford is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Terence Crawford is 4-division champion, undefeated, 2-division undisputed champion. Canelo Alvarez is a 4-division champion, 2-time undisputed super middleweight champion, and reigning undisputed super middleweight world champion with a record of 63 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout.
Veteran boxer Gabe Rosado shared his thoughts on the potential showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Rosado expressed doubts about Crawford's punching power, suggesting it may not be enough to hurt someone as tough and resilient as Canelo. While he acknowledged Crawford's technical skill, movement, and accuracy, he stressed that those attributes alone might fall short against Canelo's physical dominance. Rosado pointed out that Canelo has withstood blows from some of the sport's hardest hitters, casting further doubt on Crawford's ability to cause significant damage. To Rosado, the disparity in strength and durability is one of the biggest obstacles Crawford would face.
So I don't see how Crawford could hurt Canelo, because Canelo's been in there with Kovalev. He's been in there with Bivol. You know what I'm saying? He's been in there with big punchers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can a guy that's really a 47-pounder, even though he's up in weight, I don't see how he can hurt Canelo. You know what I'm saying? It just feels completely, because your body is different to absorbing a bigger blow. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, when I spar the guys in the lower weight classes and they hit me, bro, it's like, no disrespect, but it just feels like you get hit with a pillow. It's just different. It could be a murderous puncher at 147, but if I'm walking around 185 and I'm a solid guy and I'm used to fighting guys, you know, with a different kind of power, and I spar a guy that's a welterweight, it feels like a pillow.
Boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult gave a firm opinion on the matchup, stating that he doesn't believe Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez. He cited differences in size, strength, and style as key factors. Showbiz emphasized that Canelo's experience across multiple weight classes has shaped him into a fighter well-equipped to neutralize opponents like Crawford. While he acknowledged Crawford's versatility and high boxing IQ, he argued those traits alone aren't enough to overcome Canelo's power and control in the ring. In his view, the fight heavily favors Canelo, and Crawford would need to produce something extraordinary to turn the tide.
Spaceman Films. What up, Biz? Who you got? Canelo Crawford?
Yeah. Got Canelo. I heard the punches that he hit Charlo with. I don't know if Crawford can absorb those punches. I know he's a great man and a great warrior. When you come from 147 to put on a better fight than I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that means that Crawford is so great and he can do that, or that means that Charlo set the bar so damn low that anybody can do better than Charlo did last night.
Do skill really pay the bill? Because that would be tested.
Pay the bill. That's why Canelo's skillful too.
Renowned trainer Robert Garcia voiced concerns about Crawford bulking up to face Canelo. Garcia warned that significant weight gain can negatively impact a fighter's speed, stamina, and sharpness. He noted that this added mass might reduce one of Crawford's biggest assets, his quickness. Garcia also criticized comparisons between Crawford and Floyd Mayweather, pointing out that Mayweather never added excessive weight to fight bigger opponents. Instead, Mayweather relied on speed and technique, according to Garcia. Stepping into the ring at a much higher weight could put Crawford at a disadvantage, even before the first punch is thrown.
Look, with Crawford, I think gaining too much weight and too much muscle might affect them. If they're thinking of surviving and being able to take a punch and being able to go rounds, then they're trying to maybe go the distance and they'll be happy with that. But I think Crawford's natural talent, Mayweather had it. You know, you guys were just mentioning right now that Mayweather never needed to gain weight and never needed to be heavy to be able to beat those bigger guys. I think Crawford's skills, we give Crawford a chance because we know how good he is, how, you know, his skills, his speed, his combinations. But if he's gaining so much weight, he might not be able to do those. He might not be able to have those same skills when it comes to his speed, his footwork, because of the weight. So we'll see. You know, I just hope he's not just training and getting big to survive and go the distance, because maybe that's a win for him. Maybe he's thinking, if I go the distance with him, that's a big win for me. So, you know, I just hope not. I expect Crawford to actually pull up some runs and maybe even pull up the fight. But if he's too heavy, too big, he's gonna get hit, and he's gonna have to exchange punches, and that's where the danger comes in.
Gary Inchwin praised Canelo Alvarez for his deep understanding of his own fighting style. He described Canelo as a fighter who knows how to maximize his strengths in every bout. In Inchwin's view, Crawford can't simply take away what Canelo has spent years perfecting, from defensive head movement to precise counterpunching and body shots. Canelo's skills have been refined through elite-level competition, while acknowledging Crawford's adaptability and intelligence. Inchwin stressed that Canelo's ability to impose his style makes him a uniquely difficult opponent. At Canelo's level of confidence and efficiency, disrupting his rhythm becomes an enormous challenge.
Canelo, he has mastered his style. You know, typically Latinos, they got their own style versus melanated black people. Having like more rhythm, more flashiness and panache to their stuff, more swag.
Yeah.
We just fight different than other ethnicities. If you want to throw Amir Khan in there, his ethnicity, he was in and out.
Yeah, that's the European kind of style.
Textbook, you know, but that was his style. Canelo got his style and he mastered it. Terence Crawford cannot take nothing away from him. He's like freakishly good, you know. He go both sides, southpaw, orthodox, you know, and I feel like he adapt well. But it don't take much to get hit, especially these little 8-ounce gloves. He cannot slip up. He cannot slip up. He gonna have to stay set from bing to bing from round 1 to 12, and he better be in shape. Yeah. I'm talking about like not 12 round shape. I'm talking about like 16 round shape.
Former world champion Chris Algieri shared his perspective on the difficulties fighters face when moving up in weight. He explained that gaining size affects a boxer's timing, movement, and stamina, while Crawford may appear physically bigger on fight night. Algieri argued that this doesn't necessarily mean he'll be stronger or hit harder. He warned that fighting at an unfamiliar weight can be tricky, especially against someone who's already comfortable at that size, though he praised Crawford's world-class skills. Algieri cautioned that the physical transition could impact his performance, particularly in the later rounds when fatigue sets in.
Alvarez. So that's another aspect of that comparison. And yes, you know, exactly what the champ said, exactly what Abel Sanchez said, you know, you're going to put on weight, you're going to be a different fighter. And I could say this even as a fighter as myself, as I've gotten heavier in my retirement, I try and move around the gym, it just feels different. And even when you start camp, you feel different in the beginning than you do at the end. But listen, we're still 4 or 5 weeks away. I don't know exactly what Terence is weighing right now. And even if he does say what he weighs, man, he's gone out there and said he's weighed all types of crazy numbers just to get media to respond. So it's really not really going to know until the fight. We see these guys next to each other. He might look bigger right now, but he might not be that heavy. He might still be in the range that these guys are targeting for the fight itself. But I will say this: if you look at it historically, Floyd Mayweather, when he fought Canelo Alvarez, Floyd was 36 years old. Canelo was a young man. I think he was 21 or something like that, or 23, under 23, whatever the case may be. Floyd came in how Floyd always comes in. He didn't try to put on weight for that fight. I think he came in 150 pounds, like he always did in his big fights, and even at 36 years old. And it was his speed, it was his technical proficiency, it was his skill and his jab, which is what gave Canelo fits all night long, and eventually why he lost 11 rounds to 1. So I don't know that Crawford really needs to be packing on this muscle. And I have actually argued in my own head. I'm like, yeah, but he's older. He's not Floyd. Floyd was 36 when they fought.
A boxing analyst weighed in, firmly predicting that Canelo Alvarez will not lose to Terence Crawford. The analyst's reasoning was simple. Crawford lacks the power to hurt Canelo, and without earning his respect through force, the fight becomes an uphill struggle. He added that it's unlikely Crawford could withstand Canelo's heavy punches over 12 rounds. Due to the clear physical disparity with Canelo's iron chin, power, and range control, Crawford could find it difficult to mount any sustained offense. While respectful of Crawford's accomplishments, the analyst concluded that Canelo's physical advantages would ultimately decide the fight.
Before pounding his the undefeated phenom. He said that he sparred Canelo Alvarez. And he hit Canelo Alvarez with his best shot. His best shot. This is a power puncher. Yeah, he's smaller than Canelo Alvarez, but let me further explain. Canelo Alvarez didn't feel nothing. Nothing. And some of y'all gonna be like, but yo, that's Virgil Ortiz, he's smaller. Canelo Alvarez didn't feel nothing with Triple G. Canelo Alvarez didn't feel nothing versus Kovalev. Kovalev killed the man in the ring. Canelo Alvarez didn't feel nothing with Daniel Jacobs. Canelo Alvarez wasn't even demoralized by Dimitri Bivol. He just got outboxed. He didn't hurt Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez, you see how we say Iron Mike Tyson? Well, Canelo Alvarez has an iron chin. Terence Crawford. And also, put it this way, after the fight with Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez, and I spoke to Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo basically said that, yo, Canelo Alvarez couldn't feel my punches. I hit Canelo Alvarez with 2 left hook and he didn't even feel nothing. Jermell Charlo was Iron Man Jermell Charlo. The 154-pound undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's not active right now, but we all know he was an undisputed, a knockout artist that got all his belt by knocking out every opponent to become undisputed, ladies and gentlemen. Canelo Alvarez has gotten hit with the most devastating punches in his generation, 175 and 160. Fought the likes of Kirkland that was known for power.
Former boxer and commentator Willie D gave a detailed analysis of the fight. He highlighted that Canelo Alvarez is younger than Terence Crawford, an often overlooked factor in boxing. In addition, Canelo holds a height advantage, which Willie D believes would help him control distance and pace. He emphasized that age and size aren't just numbers, they directly affect reaction time, recovery, and the ability to absorb punishment. In his assessment, Crawford would be dealing with multiple disadvantage before skills even come into play, making this a particularly steep challenge.
It's 34. Bud is 37. So you give that edge to Canelo because in boxing, youth is a commodity. Height. Canelo is 5 feet 7.5 inches tall. Terence Crawford is 5 feet 8 inches tall. So you give the slight edge to Terence Crawford right there. The reach. Canelo is 70.5 inches tall. Terence Crawford is 74 inches tall, which gives him an almost 4-inch reach advantage. Their weight, Canelo is a middleweight and Bud is a lightweight middleweight. Records. Canelo is 63-2-2, 39 knockouts. Bud is 41-0 with 31 knockouts. Canelo's last fight was a victory over William Skull. It was a unanimous decision on May 3rd, 2025. Bud last entered the ring on August 3rd, 2024, where he defeated Israel Madrimov